Hello. Flashing the steam balance on a high-risk trade-ups used to be and still is quite normal in CS. But if you are still doing that, you aren't an investor. You are just donating your liquidity to the market. Welcome to the Counter-Strike 2 economy. The days of blind unboxing and crossing your fingers are over. We have entered an era of algorithmic precision and discontinued assets. Today, the most valuable digital assets are not discovered, they are engineered. Today we are tearing down the high capital virtual asset economy. We are going to look at the legacy math of crafting the ultimate unboxable ghost, the M4A1-S Hot Rod. If you aren't trading with a spreadsheet, you aren't trading. So let's get into the math. The maturation of CS2 economy have precipitated a massive shift. Players no longer look at skins just as cosmetic playthings. They are alternative assets. And at the top of that food chain are discontinued collections. Take the M4A1-S Hot Rod from the Chop Shop collection. This is what we call an unboxable ghost. You cannot open a case and find a hot rod. It was a limited time drop from operation that ended nearly a decade ago. It's a deflationary asset in a game flooded by inflationary case unboxings. But acquiring one without paying the massive secondary market premium means you have to manufacture it. You have to use trade-up contract, and this is where amateur traders get slaughtered. The output of a trade-up is determined by a rigid mathematical formula. Output float equals the average adjusted input float multiplied by the maximum minus minimum possible float of the output plus that minimum float. For the hot rod, the wear range is brutally narrow. It is capped between 0.0 and 0.08. It only exists in factory new and minimal wear. Because of the anodized multicolored finish on the CS2 engine, every single scratch on the silencer or handguard tanks its value. You don't just want a hot rod, you want at least 00 float hot rod. And to get that, your input materials have to be really good. If you want to manufacture a hot rod, you only have a couple of choices. Option 1 is the 10% Snipe. You use 1 restricted Chop Shop skin and 9 cheap restricted case skins, let's say from the Snakebite case. Your cost basis is low, but your odds of hitting the Chop Shop collection are miserably 10%. And because that collection has 2 pinks, the Hot Rod and the Twilight Galaxy, your actual odds of getting the hot rod are 5%. This is terrible expected value. Option 2 is the high roller burn. You use 10 Chop Shop skins, you guarantee output from that collection, and you have 50-50 coin flip for the hot rod, but acquiring 10 low float bulldozers or duelists will cost you a small fortune. Or you try something in the middle, but even if you master the math, you still need luck not to get Glock 18 instead of M4A1-S. Visual is everything in Counter-Strike 2. Thanks to physically based rendering, the hot rod no longer looks flat like it did a decade ago. It reflects the map's lighting like metallic candy apple car paint. It is the undisputed ruby of the M4A1-S market, and because it has no distracting artwork, it is the ultimate blank canvas. A massive portion of its already limited supply has been permanently altered with high-tier red stickers. Finding a clean, low-float hot rod gets harder every single day. The hot rod is protected by a perfect storm of economic factors. A discontinued parent collection, a fixed and low global supply, an engine update that maximizes its aesthetic, and trade-up mechanism that actively punishes cheap manufacturing. It is the ultimate legacy asset for wealth preservation. So, are you trading with a calculator, or are you still just crossing your fingers? Thanks for listening. Till the next time.